Let's have a conversation. Tell me what you think about the issues of the world. What kind of spice you wanna be? Tell me where you wanna travel. Do you believe in luxury? What's your hidden passion? What makes you so unique? Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole.
So tell me about good sport.
Non-traditional sport job. For some reason, we have kids and they're athletes from 5 years old all the way till they get 18, 19 in high school, and then we make them go work at McDonald's or Walmart when they could be officiating, helping with the day-to-day operation of a facility, ticket takers, running the
Vending.
business, right, vending. All of those are part of non-traditional sport jobs. So I put together a program where we kind of just go around, introduce people to kids who actually do those particular professions, because most of the kids that I deal with don't know that the sound engineer is that guy standing in the back of the end zone holding the satellite dish, and he make $120,000 a year.
Right.
And he got in the game free. So you thought Tom Brady was important, let him not show up for work and you can't hear the game at home. So that
gonna be a
type
problem.
of, right, those type of things. DJ Lil Boy, he plays music for Florida State games. So he's into music and production, but yet he works in sports as well. And he gets paid to do that.
Wow.
So introducing those type of careers, somebody's got to cut the grass. Somebody's got to make sure folks park right in the parking lot. So all of those are part of sporting events that our kids could be making good money, but just don't know about. So we started that program. City of Valdosta has adopted the program as a diversion program. So for kids that get in trouble in Valdosta, versus them going to kiddie jail or getting in trouble, they send them to our program, Technique Athletes, and they let us work with those kids, and we do good sports stuff with them just to kind of try to help them with staying out of trouble.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we start those chapters all over the place.
All right, good deal. Well, welcome. If you are just joining us, I am Nicole Everett, the host of Conversations with Nicole, and today my very special guest is Mr. Sam Carter
Yes,
of
it is.
Carter's Corner. We're here at Nefertari's Fine Cuisine in Tallahassee. Welcome, Sam.
Well, thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, so we met about a year ago,
Yes.
and you had some really exciting things that you were working on. But before we get to all of that, let's talk a little bit about your history. So you're from Tallahassee, born and raised.
Born and raised in Tallahassee.
Went to Rickards High School.
Went to Pineview, Nims, and Rivers.
All right, so definitely homegrown.
Yeah, Southside baby.
Southside baby. All right. And then from Rickards, where?
I went to Mississippi Delta Community College, played ball, and then transferred from there and went to Idaho State University.
Okay. And then on to Troy.
Well, I was coaching as a graduate assistant at Troy. Got a chance to get my master's degree and coach there. And then from there, my coaching career kind of took off. Went to Georgia and coached ball at Wayne County High School, and then came back home and went to Rickards and coached again. And so I've been somewhere everywhere.
So you've been in sports the
Yeah, all
whole
my life,
time?
yes.
All right, good deal. And married?
Yes, with 4 kids.
Married with 4 kids?
Yes.
All right, 2 girls, 2 boys?
Yes, Kira and Ashley are my older girls, and Jalen and Desmond are my younger boys, and I love them both. Both sets.
Oh, that's a good
both
thing.
Sets.
I'm sure they love you too.
Yeah, they love Daddy too.
So, Carter's Corner, when did it start and what's it all about?
We started Carter's Corner in 2008. I've actually been doing all of this stuff for a long time, but never really put it into a business format or nonprofit or agency format. But 2008, we started doing community service programs, and Carter's Corner has just kind of taken off from there. We originally started with hot recruiters back in '96.
Okay.
I was just interested in recruiting service, helping kids get to college to play ball. But as I helped kids, I realized I was helping them, but their family was in a bad situation, which was keeping them from progressing.
Right.
So we started doing wraparound services in 2008, where Carter's Corner became a community service program for the whole family, not just the student athlete.
Okay. And when you say wraparound services, give me a little bit more on that.
Well, we would go to the home, and little Tony would be, focused on playing ball or wanting to play ball, but he had to work because mom was unemployed or uncle wasn't working or grandmama needed help. So because of his family life, he was not really focused on ball. So what we do is we take Uncle Tony, we take mama, and we see what needs grandmother have, and then we try to help mama get employed, help Uncle Tony get a job or whatever he needs, and then we just keep it moving throughout the family, and we give those families the linkage to service providers in the local area that they need so that they can get help so that we can help the kid.
Right. So this is extensive case management.
That's what we do. And we call it all of the interns that I work with from Florida State Sports Management Program, they do athletic case management. That's what we do.
Okay. Had not heard of that before, but it makes sense, because a lot of the youth that you are probably dealing with don't come from a traditional family in terms of a mother and a father and that sort of thing. They have an extended family, and there are other issues that surround that family makeup.
Most of these kids I can deal with, I'm dealing with mama, grandmama, and auntie. Ain't none of them played no NCAA football.
Right.
So I have brothers, myself, all of us have been through the system, coached college football, coached an athletic NCAA. So understanding the system is just natural to me. So that's what we do. We try to help these families understand the recruiting process, what it takes, and through that, they actually get some referrals and services through our agency as well.
So I'm sure you serve, since you said you're dealing with mama, grandma, auntie, there's no daddy around, or if he's around, it's a limited exposure to him or interaction with him. So I'm sure you serve as a role model to the young men that you deal with.
Yes, we do. We try to be that guy in their family, and even if dad is in the family or at the house, to have an extended male figure to re-emphasize. And like I tell dads all the time, I'm not trying to take no one's place, I'm just trying to help this kid.
Right.
And we want to make sure that everyone is on the same page with what needs to happen. And in the process of helping the kid, a lot of times dads have become more aware of because they thinking what they thought when they were in high school. And some of these guys in school, 86, 91, man, the rules have changed since then. So I've enlightened dad and uncles on what this kid needs that they didn't realize themselves.
So in households where maybe the father isn't present, a lot of times mothers can be bitter or talk down about men. I'm sure that has an effect on the child. So how do you deal with that?
Well, it's not only that. I honestly had a mom who refused to fill out her kids' financial aid papers because she didn't understand what that process was. So when they don't understand from their point of view, then they don't understand from dad's point of view either. And they do have that situation where, I would need you over here if his daddy was helping him, and how much do you charge for your service? Because I know his daddy ain't gonna help me pay for it. And I try to tell the kid all the time that we're here to support. I'm not here to be on anyone's side. I tell the parents and the folks at the school the same thing. I'm here to help the kid. So whatever y'all got going on, that's y'all business. I'm gonna do what's best for the kid. So if anybody gonna be mad at me, you're gonna be mad about me helping the kid.
You can't get mad about that.
You can't get mad about that. Right. So that's
that's a problem.
And part of dealing with that circumstance you're talking about is being honest with mom and telling her from a male point of view and from a man's point of view what is happening in this relationship between her son, her and the dad, and what that's causing. My mom didn't do that. My mom didn't talk down about my dad. My mom always encouraged us and things of that nature. Even though her and my dad weren't together most of my life, but for the most part, we know my dad and we understand that. So I do understand those circumstances with a lot of the kids that I work with.
every stunt, every shot, every rep, every strike, every hit, every kick, every spike. From first down to first place, every tag counts. When you buy a professional team license tag, every purchase supports the designated team's youth charity programs and promotes youth in major sporting events in Florida. Find out more information at playinflorida.com.
We are Cumulus Broadcasting Tallahassee, the power of radio. Proud sponsor of Conversations with Nicole, connecting the community through conversations.
I tell folks all the time I had a better chance of winning the lottery than being who I am today.
Wow.
I got kicked out of NIMS in the 7th grade. I was in special education from 1st grade all the way to the 11th grade. I barely knew how to read when I got into college. I just was not prepared for anything because of my behavior growing up. So I stayed in trouble, was always in trouble, getting, just into mischief throughout the neighborhood.
Right.
And a lot of my friends are dead or in prison. It was just one of those circumstances where football was an outlet for me. I could do it right. So I always focused on that because I did it right. And I always got praised. It was other things outside of football that kind of held me down. So I just leaned on ball and realized as I got into school how important going to school was in order to play ball. So,
were there any male role models in your life that helped guide you, or any coaches or anything?
Well, Coach Jesse Solomon is a guy who to this day sends me scriptures and asks me questions about things and constantly keeps me thinking. But there's a lot of guys. Coach Willie Williams, who's been here in town, has always been a guy who's helped me, my brothers, and my mom and my family out. I have a cousin who's helped me through showing me the wrong things to do and constantly talking to me about, man, you don't want to be in this situation. Look at what I'm going through and dealing with. And he was actually one of the ones who kind of pushed me out the nest. I was always hanging with my grandmother had 19 kids.
Whoa.
So it was a lot of us, and growing up with cousins who are 15, 17 years older than you. When I'm 5, these guys were 15, 17, but that's who I was hanging out with in the projects and running around Southside Houghton Street with. So as I got older, my cousin realized that I had a little gift and I had a little bit of a talent. He came to one of my football games where I just kind of took over the show. And after the game, I went to go hang out and party with the guys like I always do. And he looked at me and was like, man, you can't come with us. And from that day, I was kind of kicked out of the crew. And it was basically because he told other guys in the neighborhood, if I see y'all have him doing something he ain't got no business, if I see y'all with him doing something you ain't got no business,
it's gonna be a problem.
Y'all got the answer to me, and that's what they ain't want that problem.
Wow.
So that's how I kind of started hanging out with the athletes and started kind of hanging out with other people because I couldn't hang out with nobody else.
Gotcha.
They wouldn't let me.
Gotcha. Well, let's go back to Carter's Corner. So tell me, I know you do the athletic services, case management, but I also understand that you have a house.
Yes, we have a mental health facility that we partner with Elite Habilitation, and Calvin does a great job working with the guys down there. Most of the guys that are there are psychosocial delays. They're not really on psychosocial meds or anything. They just have low IQs. And Elite Habilitation does a great job, and Calvin working with those guys, taking them out to do activities in the community, participating in different events with them, and just giving them a stable foundation for a home. And that was one of the most important things for me, was to give guys somewhere to stay. I have an uncle who has mental health issues, and it's personal and close to me.
Right.
And I know that in our community, we don't understand mental health a lot of times, so we abandon our family and we kind of push them to the side and ostracize them and make them feel different because they are a little different. But at the end of the day, they're still family. And I tell people all the time, I don't meet too many normal people. Every now and then I meet somebody normal. But for the most part, all of us have issues.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that those guys have a stable place to live and not have to worry about the hustle and bustle of being in a college town and having somewhere. So,
and the name of the house is Dream?
Yes, Dream Manor.
Okay, and tell us what that stands for.
If you would ask me, I'd be able to tell you.
What age group are the guys that are there?
These guys are ranging from 18, 19 years old all the way up to 24.
Okay, and is it developing realistic expectations
See there,
about manhood?
you got it.
I did my homework.
You got it.
All right, developing realistic.
And that's why we're having real conversations.
Yes, right. It's developing real expectations about manhood. I
That's
love
right.
that acronym.
Yeah.
That's great.
And when we say real expectations, these guys get to see me at home getting fussed at by my wife for not taking the trash out or not getting my sons on whatever they're supposed to do, going out with me, seeing me do day-to-day tasking, interacting with people, family. They come to events that we have. The guys are a part of our life. We do things, go places. So they're able to see me and the men that work with them interact with people so that they kind of have a real expectation on what it is to be a man, and it's
right, which is important.
We learn from all of the above: trial, error, reading, listening, tasting, smelling, all that.
All of it, yes. Now you mentioned mental health, and you and I were at a mental health fair the earlier part of the year, and you gave a very compelling talk about some of the mental health experiences that you've had. What impact do you think mental health has on maybe the youth that you deal with, or the parents, or some of the folks that you come in contact with on a daily basis?
Well, I mean, our kids and our community is a war zone. We don't classify it as a war zone, but every time I look on TV, see somebody dying, I see somebody fighting, I see someone, just in heartache and despair. Those are the same symptoms of a war zone, if you ask me.
Traumas.
So our kids are suffering from PTS. It's not diagnosed as PTS because they're not in the military. But at the end of the day, our kids are going through post-traumatic stress syndromes and dealing with what they hear, see, and experience through the eyes of others, through mom and dad fighting, through cousin getting killed, going to a funeral every other month or two because someone has died unexpectedly. Just the horror of the things that happen in our communities have kind of put kids in a numbing state, and our communities aren't healthy. So a part of a healthy and a physical fitness regimen is to not only be physically fit, spiritually fit, but you have to be mentally healthy as well. Absolutely. So, putting kids in bad circumstances and sending them home, I give the Mr. Potato Head theory all the time. You fix Mr. Potato Head up, he come to class and he's fine. And then he comes back tomorrow and his nose where his eye is supposed to be. And for some reason, we don't go to the house to see who put him together and see what experience he have in order to make it home every day or get to school. And that's just sad that we have to deal with that. And I've gone through that myself. So I just try to help people understand that.
Every stunt, every shot, every rep, every strike, every hit, every kick, every spike. From first down to first place, every tag counts. When you buy a professional team license tag, every purchase supports the designated team's youth charity programs and promotes youth in major sporting events in Florida. Find out more information at playinflorida.com.
At Brown & Brown Attorneys at Law, we are committed to helping the injured.
Our areas of practice include personal injury, auto and semi-truck accidents, wrongful death, and serious injuries suffered at apartment complexes and other establishments.
At Brown & Brown Attorneys at Law, you receive a free initial consultation in our practice areas with an attorney who maintains an open door policy.
In other words, you can talk to your attorney and not just the staff.
At Brown & Brown Attorneys at Law, we are committed to helping the injured.
In today's high-speed, content-rich world, messages get lost in the noise. The ability to see the bigger picture becomes increasingly difficult when there are so many pictures. Sometimes it takes elevation above the noise, a higher perspective. Go higher.
Conversations with Nicole is proud to launch our new website featuring past episodes, information on collaborative events, partner opportunities, and more. Visit CWNMoments.com and discover how we are connecting the community through conversations. Again, that's CWNMoments.com.
Conversations with Nicole. Come and have a little talk.
Very good. Now we're going to shift gears because we're here at Nefertari's and we got to talk about food.
Oh, yeah.
So what is your favorite food or favorite type of food?
I actually like food.
You actually like food?
Yeah.
Any kind of food?
Pretty much. I mean,
The food that's in front of you?
Well, when you grow up in the grandma's house, that she didn't let you pick what you ate. She cooked and you ate what you ate.
Or
and
you
then,
didn't
Yeah,
eat.
you didn't get a chance to say what you. It wasn't no menu. What grandma put on the table is what you gonna eat.
All right. Well,
From
what's
li-
your favorite dish? You
I
got
like
a favorite
fish.
dish?
I like fish.
Fish. Okay. Good
Yeah,
deal.
I
Good
do
deal.
like
All right.
fish.
So don't give me a hard time, Sam. All right. And if you could describe your life as a flavor or a spice, what would it be?
Is red a flavor?
Red?
Yeah, that's in
Like
the hood.
Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
You know what? Oh, that's a shame.
Purple. That's flavor.
No, sir.
Frozen cup.
And you don't even, you look, all you taste is that sugar if it's red.
I would definitely say grape.
Grape.
Yes, I like grapes.
You like grapes?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, are you sweet?
No.
Okay. All right. So, we know that Sam likes the grape flavor. All right. All right. Well, tell me a little bit more about Carter's Corner in terms of the future of it. What do you foresee the future of Carter's Corner?
Well, I mean, we wake up every day with the mindset of helping people. I don't provide services. I help people. There's a difference. So every day we just meet our clients and our community where they're at, and whatever issues we see coming through the pipe or coming down the pipeline that affect black people and poor people and folks that need resources and services, that's what we're going to deal with. So, I mean, I see us, throughout the country having our good sport chapters and people adopting our program to teach kids about non-traditional sport jobs and still working in the world of HIV, doing testing and counseling and doing those things and just continuing to grow people who want to go out and help other people. And that's what we're trying to do. When I say grow people, I'm literally meaning I'm working with kids and trying to put them in places such as Joe Ward, who as a youngster coming to me, and now I look at the young man that he is today and what he's doing, that was a good seed. And he got some good fertilizer and plenty of water.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and now he's blossoming.
He is blossoming.
Him, Terrence Barber, and all those guys, I look at what they do and they make me proud to know that they were students of mine and they lean on me at some point in time for some advice or some help, and that's a good feeling. So that's what we're trying to do, just grow more good people.
That's excellent. That's a great legacy that you built amongst the young men in the community.
Yeah, that's what we try to.
Okay. What about advice? What's the best advice you've either given or received?
Success is measured by sacrifice.
Success is measured by sacrifice.
You tell me what you want in life, and I'm going to ask you what you're willing to give up to get it. And if the two don't match, then you're not going to get that. It's just that simple. You have to put some skin in the game, put something on the table, and bring something with you in order to take something away from any situation. You can't go into a room full of people and expect to learn something if you didn't go into the room expecting to learn anything.
That's true.
So you got to go in with some expectation of being great and doing things, and understand that on that path, you're going to lose some things and you're going to have to be willing to give up some things. And at the end of the tunnel, there's a greater good for whatever it is you went through.
Hopefully your goal will be achieved.
Hopefully, if not, then, you just like Edison, you figure out another way to do it, and you didn't figure out what was wrong, you just figured out a way it didn't work.
All right, Sam, so what is the best thing about what you do?
The best thing about what I do is I get to break the rule that mama taught you when you was a kid. Don't talk to strangers. I get to talk to people that I don't know all the time. I get to meet new people, and I tell kids that that's a great piece of advice, not to talk to strangers, but if you don't talk to strangers, how are you gonna meet anybody new?
That's true.
So you have to be, savvy enough to understand what that is. But the best thing I do every day is I get to meet people, I get to see people, and I get to help people change their choices.
And you do a great job at that.
I try to.
All right. We're going to take a break right here. Okay?
Okay.
You all stay tuned for more conversations.
We are Cumulus Broadcasting Tallahassee, the power of radio. Proud sponsor of Conversations with Nicole, connecting the community through conversations.
This is Nicole Everett. People often ask me, what makes a great conversation? I say active listening, honest exchange, genuine interest, and finding a common ground. Tune in to Conversations with Nicole and explore the pleasures and connection of great conversation.
Conversations with Nicole. Come and have a little talk with me. Conversations with Nicole. Come on and speak to me.
Welcome back. As you can see, our food is here, and it's time to eat.
Yes.
I want to thank my guest, Sam Carter from Carter's Corner, for joining me today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having us.
Keep up the great work, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Oh, you will.
Okay, very good. Well, that's, again, all the conversation we have time for. We will see you next time on Conversations with Nicole, where we're connecting the community through conversations. All right. So what did you get? That is the salmon.
Yes.